Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. All right, so I just saw a segment from Uncle Shay, Shay's show, Club Shay Shay. Just a little 5-minute excerpt of Javale Mcgee and his mom, and they were talking about the Shaqtin fool situation, and Javale was talking about, just basically where he had to draw the line and show respect for himself, and how when he got to Golden State, he felt like he had a voice because they were winning, but he felt as if he would have said something to Shaq in regards to it beforehand. When it first started going, he probably wouldn't have had a voice, probably wouldn't have been no change because he wasn't winning. So that's understandable. I get it. I mean, championships are held so high, you know what I mean? That especially a guy like Shaquille O'Neal, who's an all-world, you're not knocking Shaq off of nothing, no matter how wrong Shaq is. He's going to be Shaq, and that's it. So it's kind of hard to go up against what would be perceived as him bullying you and have a voice without some cachet. So he was able to get that cachet from the Golden State Warriors. And from there, he just felt like he was saying basically that the Shaqtin fool incident was affecting his money. It was affecting how coaches perceived him, and he would go to situations and coaches would be like, wow, you're not what I thought. Like that Shaqtin the fool stuff had me thinking one way about you. We get here and find out that you're not anything like that, and we're very happy to have you, etc. And it's like it really affected his money. And this is why it's so important that we find a sweet medium between in sports media, including myself, between trying to acknowledge frustrations as fans or acknowledge weaknesses in players assessing their talent or however else to go about looking at weaknesses or whatever, and the balance between knowing when we're going too far, knowing when we're being disrespectful, knowing when we're saying something that would make a man feel embarrassed if his wife were to watch your video, he would watch this video with his wife, that kind of thing. That what I'm saying to you is, you don't want to get to a point where you become disrespectful. You don't want to come to a point where you start to bring a man's value down yourself because you're assessing the lay of the land. That's never my intention. And of course, I don't have that type of voice right now. Who knows what the future holds? I'm going to continue at it. We'll see where it goes. But I'm telling y'all early on, it's never my intention to devalue a person or an athlete or a professional. I will acknowledge when something looks off to me. And if I'm wrong, my intention is to make it right. I may not always get around to doing so because I just have this brain and it does forget when I make mistakes. Sometimes I'm flawed. But I'll tell you what my intention is to not belittle somebody who's doing something that I can't do, or talk down on somebody like I can understand what it is that they do from their perspective. What I can do is tell you what it looks like from my perspective, give you what it is that I have naturally, which is the ability to put pieces together, and loosely give you information based on as much homework as my brain will allow me to do. So that's what it is. I'm not a scholar. I'm not sitting up here saying I'm the research king or nothing like that. I'm just a guy. But my intention is to have some impact on the league at some point as it pertains to my vision for how certain things should go, and having a voice from which to draw from. That's what I'd like to be. The professionals can look at my voice as one of many fan voices that are knowledgeable enough and gifted enough in certain areas to provide a different perspective on the game and on what it is that I'm looking at. So that's my intention. That's what I'm about. And sometimes I come off as dismissive or aloof or whatever the word would be. I acknowledge that, I see that, and I want to work on it. But that's what it did. It made me look at myself. You know what I mean? Because I know I get on here, I'll be saying this, that, and the third, da, 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 da. And then sometimes I listen back to it, I'm like, wow. Like, if I got to see that dude, he may not like the things that I said. I may have to have a real man conversation with him and absorb whatever energy comes my way because of it. Do I think that I'm ready for that 24/7? I don't. And I don't think many people who are trying to do what it is that I do are man enough or woman enough or committed enough to themselves and what it is they're about to admit that to the public. To say, you know what, yeah, I may pop some stuff, but I honestly don't really want to have to answer for each and everything I say. But it's true, we don't. And I think most people feel that way. I don't. There's a lot of people who say they want to answer for everything they say. They don't. Because some things you say, you listen to it later on, you have new information and you don't agree with it anymore. Or you have a new perspective and now you don't see things the same way. I'm an ever-evolving person just like the rest of us. So if I make a mistake and I learn from it, or I have a point of view, you agree with it, and I change my mind, I reserve that right. Those type of things just happen. But what I can say, just to bring it all back to a point, is I do not ever want to do to a player what JaVale perceived was being done to him in those segments. It's just, I don't want to be making fun of people. That's not my thing. I don't have no problem with taking a joke. I don't have a problem with telling jokes. But when it becomes a point where I've crossed the line, I'd like to get back over that. You know what I mean? I'd like to get back over that, especially if I'm not angered, especially if I don't feel disrespected, especially if it's not an injustice type of thing. If we're just talking basketball, yeah, I would love to see myself get back over that line. So that's what it is. That's what I'm talking about. I salute Javale Mcgee, his mom, and Uncle Shay for a great segment. Of course, for standing up for themselves and their name. I gained a great deal of I'm not going to say the word respect because you already have that for a mom, but I definitely learned why JaVale was strong enough to stand up to Shaq. It's because he was raised by a mom that taught him to do that. And not all of us have that. I was fortunate enough to have a fantastic mother too. And, that's why I know it when I see it. So that's what I got to say, y'all. Not a long video here. I may try to get back to the process of getting those teams out to you and breaking down each and every team so that you can see your favorite team and get my perspective on that team and laugh at the mistakes that I may make in those situations, because I have found some mistakes in all of those, just about every video I've made. But my intention is to get better. This is early, and I'm telling you, man, my passion for this game knows no end. It just simply knows no end. So I'm going to keep giving it to you, and I thank you all for watching. My name is BDL44. I'm out.